Since its launch, the New Balance Rebel line has had the vibe of a shoe with a level of do whatever you want, have fun, freedom, but with the version 3 design to be 10% better and work for 10% more runners. Has this shoe become more average runner and less punk rock? Let's find out. Welcome back, runners. I'm Dustin Hall, your average everyday ultra runner, and I'm excited today to give you my first impressions, likes and dislikes of the New Balance Rebel V3. And as always, these are just my opinions. I am not sponsored or paid in any way. In fact, I bought this shoe with my own money, again, against my wife's wishes. Sorry, honey. All right, so let's talk some facts and figures about the New Balance Fresh Foam Rebel V3. I'm gonna call it the Rebel V3 from here on out because that's a lot of words and your time's important. Starting off with, we got a stack height of 33 millimeters in the heel, 24 in the forefront for that standard 6 mil drop. This shoe, in my size, a US men's 9, weighs in at 7.37 ounces, or about 209 grams, coming in really on that lighter side. And its cost, just a mere $130, so on that cheaper side. The upper has everything you need, nothing you don't. Gusseted tongue? Yep. Lightly padded collar? Oh yeah. Secure fit with room in the toe box? Uh-huh. Let's talk about that midsole. Fuel cell? Oh yeah. This could be my favorite midsole material. Something about it just works well with my stride and cadence. And that cushioning that it provides just feels endless, like it's never gonna stop or wear out. In this version, they've actually added another millimeter to make it slightly more comfy, I guess. I'm not sure if any of us can tell the difference in a millimeter though. I certainly can't. It's also a little bit wider as well, adding stability. And I say that compared to the version 2. The Rebel is still a neutral shoe, not a stability shoe. And you can just roll down the road in these. Going to that outsole. New Balance has used their Endurance outsole here, which is a blown rubber, which actually brings some life to the shoe as well. That Endurance outsole covers more of the forefoot and the hot spots and heels than the previous versions. And I know just looking at this, many of you are gonna think that exposed fuel cell could either be slippery or wear down easily with it being exposed. I'll tell you, in my experience with this and the V2, that has not been the case. And after 30 miles, this shoe still looks clean and new. So at this point in the video, I'm gonna ask you to take 2 quick seconds to help me out. I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So let's talk about aid station food and running in the heat, also known as what I like and I dislike about this shoe. The good, I have to say, from last year's version to this, and the V2 was my shoe of the year, they did not destroy the magic that they had created. Tweaked it slightly, but did not destroy it. The midsole has to be the standout of this shoe, by far. It truly can feel like you're running on clouds for a very long time. That slight increase to the width of the midsole and outsole, I have to say, is slightly noticeable. So that was one of my drawbacks from last year, as I felt that it could get a little unstable and if tighter turns. I haven't noticed that. So major kudos for them taking the feedback, because I know I gave it and other runners gave it as well. And also what I really like is that lockdown. The way that they have these laces set up, that heel and a slightly padded, gusseted tongue, I just felt secure in the shoe. No issues there. So let's talk about the running in the heat. The things that I did not like about this version. First, I'm very aware that New Balance aimed to make the Rebel line more cohesive in look to the fuel cell lineup. But I was a huge fan of the V2 design and may have had a slight infatuation with that mango habanero colorway. Oh, I just loved it. Also, the mesh on the V3 is slightly thicker than the version 2. I'm not going to say that it was overly noticeable. For someone that probably put 400 or 500 miles in the V2, I could tell the difference. It's not a deal breaker though. If anything, it makes it a little bit more form-fitting of a shoe. Speaking of fit, the toe box, while it does have room in it, it definitely doesn't feel as roomy as the V2. And I think that's because they've made the shoe slightly shorter. I'm kind of stuck if I needed to go up a half a size. Kind of almost felt like I needed to go up a quarter of a size. So I would keep that in mind if you're looking to buy these. You might want to try them on first. And also, they added this material in the toe box. It's kind of, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but as I push on it, you can actually hear it pop and kind of fold. As I run more, I feel that less. And in the beginning, it was kind of annoying to have to deal with. So between the sizing and that toe, just make sure, try them on in store, and wherever you buy them has a good return policy, just in case you don't like them. All right, let's talk my final thoughts. At the end of the day, I'm not sure the V3 really deserves the name of Rebel. But in a world of high stack height and plated shoes, maybe it's still something of a Rebel. So if you're in for a fun riding, bouncy, natural feeling shoe, the Rebel V3 is an excellent choice for just about any type of run. For all of you that were already fans of the Rebel, you won't be disappointed, but if whether or not the V3 is better than the 2, it's gonna really depend on the runner. And I plan on doing a head-to-head comparison video of those two soon. But if you're currently on the fence whether you should save some money and buy the V2 that's on sale, check out my video on the V2 here, because it was my shoe of the year last year. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Make sure you keep on lacing up and run happy.